Yo, what's good? It's DecepySwag, and today we're talking about Samurai Shodown's inclusion at SWC 2025 and what it can mean not just for the Samsho IP, but for all SNK fighters moving forward. But before we continue any further, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and don't forget to tap the bell icon to be notified for the next upload. Back to the video. At Tokyo Game Show this year, SNK revealed that Samsho would be a game at SWC 2025 alongside KOF15, getting folks excited for next year's event. I mentioned in a previous video how this is a great opportunity for players to show off their skills, as well as present the game to a huge audience. For any new folks here, SWC stands for SNK World Championship. If you're a Capcom head, think of it like Capcom Cup, and for my Tekken folks, think of it like the Tekken World Tour stuff. However, there was one issue. Some people, or a lot of people including myself, were expecting possibly news of an update or DLC to come to Samsho during the Tokyo Game Show event, which unfortunately that didn't happen. Now, that doesn't mean we can't look to SWC next year as a chance for SNK to reveal a possible final update, but as far as character DLC pack goes, that's going to have its own video in the future, so be on the lookout for that vid soon. For now though, I want to discuss Samsho's inclusion at SWC and why this is a bigger deal than you think. Before we can talk about the future, let's look to the past and give some backstory. Back in 2019, SNK started SWC and it was going to have KOF14 and Samurai Shodown, but because of the pandemic, things didn't go through. Ended up being cancelled and wouldn't take off until the global lockdown ended, but by then 15 came out and was the only game headlining the event. Essentially, Samsho got left out. Which is why when SNK announced that both 15 and Samsho will be at SWC 2025, it caught people off guard. When Samurai Shodown initially came out, people were messing with the game heavy. People were attending tournaments, it looked fantastic, and had a nice release of character DLC. Not to mention the game sold well for it being a reboot of the franchise. Remember, the last Samurai Shodown mainline game was in 2006, Samsho 6, which is why you tend to hear people call the current game Samsho 2019 or Samsho 7. But yeah, it's a reboot and part of SNK's sort of slow return back into the limelight post KOF13. At this time, KOF14 was still relatively new, only releasing 3 years prior and also sold well. As far as things go for Samsho specifically, this is a huge stage for the game to be displayed on, having players from all over the world come and compete for a global audience, especially for those that may not have seen tournament play for this game when it was at its highest pre-pandemic. With this inclusion comes the possibility of announcements or news, be it an update to the game such as lobby improvements, bug fixes, a balance patch, or a final DLC pack with characters. There is also the prospect of them possibly, and when I say possibly I mean a small one, but still, the possibility of SNK showing something related to the action RPG that they've been working on. Of course, I'm not expecting a full-on trailer and gameplay for it, no. Oda-san and Joshua Weatherford have said in different interviews that they purposely announced the development of this game early as a means to recruit more people to work on the game, which is smart. Same reason more or less why they also announced they plan on doing an Art of Fighting 4. This is me just saying don't lose hope. Now, not to get your hopes up too high for any Samsho news, but nonetheless still remain hopeful for something. Now comes the next part, where we look towards the future of SWC. It may not seem like such a big deal seeing Samurai Shodown be included at SWC 2025. It's like, okay, the game is getting a chance to be at the event it was originally supposed to be. And you're right, that's part of it. Yet, that isn't all of it. Remember, the next big game coming less than 5 months away is Fatal Fury Sea of the Wolves and will definitely be a title at future SWCs. But they wouldn't only have Fatal Fury there, of course they would still want to support KOF15. And by having 15 there, runs the possibility of them still having Samsho as well. So it made me think, what if going forward, SNK will have multiple titles at SWC? The name is SNK World Championship after all, so it'd be fitting to have your most recent fighters be at this event. Imagine we could have our SWC Fatal Fury champion an SWC KOF15 champ, and an SWC Samsho champ. This gives each game a chance to really feel included and not be left out because a new title was released, giving each of those communities a sense of being included and not thrown away. Truth is, not everyone that is an SNK fan plays the same games as the next SNK fan. Some care more about Samurai Shodown. You may care more about KOF, or you may care about Fatal Fury. Or there's also my Savage Rain fans out there watching this video, or World Heroes. Don't worry, I see you all in my comments and community posts. I'll try to make a vid for you all soon at some point, promise. Catering to these games and their communities would be an amazing idea from SNK, and one that I do think they will execute in the future. Now, whether or not it'll be right away, not too sure. But I do feel like this would be something they do and just makes sense. Personally, I'm looking forward next year to SWC. We have KOF 15 and whatever possibility of news coming from there, and just overall great matches. If you haven't seen SWC from the recent one, I'm telling you, go back and watch those VODs and footage. Those matches were incredible. Then we have Samurai Shodown coming, and I can only imagine what crazy stuff we're going to see there, and again, the possibility of some news for the game and the IP as a whole. And finally, we have Fatal Fury, which isn't technically there as a headline game to be played, but there is the possibility of us getting news for that as well. Maybe a last second surprise for the game. But once again, another reason as to why the future is looking bright for both SNK and us fans as well. But as always, we reached that part of the video where I ask, what are your thoughts? Do you think we'll get any kind of Samsho news at the World Championship? Will SNK include multiple games going forward? And finally, tell me, what is your favorite SNK fighting game? Till next time, I'm DecepySwag. Later. What did you do to break you?